Happy November, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Letty, and this is a channel where we talk about books. It is November 1st, and I'm so happy. I'm happy that October is over. I'm happy that Halloween is over. I am not a big fan of Halloween myself, and now we're in November. It's the holiday season, which is one of my favorite times of year. So in this video, we're going to be going over my TBR for the, for my 2023 Thanksgiving dinner readathon, which is my first readathon. I announced it last month. I will post the link to that video in the informational section down below if you guys missed it. I also have the prompt image up here, and we're just going to be going over the 8 books that I chose for myself to read in November with these prompts. So we can go ahead and get started. The first prompt is Turkey, which is a book that is set on a farm, and for that I chose the Farmer's Bride collection from, I believe it's Barber, which is several different authors writing short stories about farmers' brides. I don't know if I'll get through the whole thing. Well, there's only 6, so I probably will read the whole thing, but we'll see. It depends on how the rest of the month goes with the reading. Okay, the next category is stuffing, which is something that's stuffed with either multiple timelines, like at least 2 timelines, or at least 3 points of view. So for that, I chose The Legacy of Longdale Manor by Carrie Turansky, which I'm so excited to read this one because I wanted to read it since I first heard about it. I tried to get a NetGalley arc, but then there was a lot of requests for that, so I didn't get approved of that. And then I entered a couple giveaways, which I didn't win. But now I am getting a copy from my library, and I'm going to read it, and I'm so excited because I've wanted to read it since before it came out. So I'm really excited about that one. Sorry. The next one is Cranberries, which is Enemies to Lovers. So for that, I'm reading Beauty Among Ruins by Janelle Cielieski. I'm sorry if I just butchered her last name. I think it's Cielieski. So that one, I think it's kind of like Enemies to Lovers because this nurse goes over to Scotland where she works in a hospital, but the hospital it's on the estate of a rich gentry lord, and I don't think he's super happy about the nurses being there. So I think in that way it's a little bit of Enemies to Lovers. The next prompt is Mashed Potatoes and Gravy, which is something with a pairing in the title. So I chose Tried and True by Mary Connealy, because tried and true, it's a phrase, 2 words in a title that we all know it's a pair. It's a pair to me. I'm a little nervous about this one because I have read a Mary Connealy book before, and it was several years ago. I don't remember off the top of my head which one it was, but I remember it had there was a girl that got stuck in a cave or something in the beginning and was rescued, I think. I don't know. It was several years ago, but I remember I didn't like it very much. I just felt like it was really over the top cheesy to me, and so it wasn't my favorite. So I haven't really read any Mary Connealy since then, but I've been hearing a lot of really great things about her in the book community on social media lately, especially about her newest series, which again, I forget the names of her newest books, but one's marshalling something with a town marshal, and another one has a blacksmith, I think. But yeah, her newest series seems to be getting a lot of good feedback in the book community, so I'm going to give her another try with this book, and we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. So the next category is Rolls, which is a book that will have you rolling on the floor laughing. So for that one, I have To Spark a Match by Turano. It's her newest book. It comes out in November. I've already pre-ordered my copy. I pre-ordered my copy months ago because I love the first book in this series. So I'm really, really excited for this one. I will say, though, that I pre-ordered a copy from Baker Bookhouse, and usually they're pretty good about getting me my pre-order copy within a few days of the publication date. But the last one I pre-ordered for them, it was like a week to a week and a half after the publication date that it actually arrived. And so with To Spark a Match coming out on November 14th, I'm pretty sure it'll arrive in time for me to read it, because once I get it, it won't take me but like 2 or 3 days max to read it. But just in case there are any like slowdowns with the mail and it doesn't arrive for me to read in November, then I will read a different Turano book, because my library has several copies of Turano ebooks. So if To Spark a Match doesn't arrive, I can just read another one of her books, because I think she's a really funny author, so I know she'll make me laugh. But I do expect To Spark a Match to arrive on time, so I'll go read it. The next category that we have is vegetables, which is something with a colorful cover. So I chose Wildflower Falls by Denise Hunter for this category because, just look at the cover. It is so gorgeous. The colors on the cover, it made me stop. When I was, scrolling through the internet looking at books, it just made me stop because I was like, that is a gorgeous cover. So that's what I chose originally, and that's what I have on my graphic for my TBR. However, I got a notification from my library a few days ago that a book that I had on hold was ready for pickup, and that was Husband Auditions by, her name is covered by the library stamp, by Angela Strong, that's her name. So I put this on my hold list I think 2 months ago. So I completely forgot that I had even requested it because, it might have only been a month ago. I feel like it was 2 months ago though. That's a long time and a lot of life lived in that time. So I completely forgot I had even requested it until I got this email from my library that was like, your book is ready, come pick it up. So I picked it up yesterday. Yesterday was October 31st. I picked it up yesterday and I was like, well, now I have 2 weeks to read this book before I have to return it. So I definitely need to read it in November. So I might as well replace one of my TBR picks for the Readathon with it. So I am replacing Wildflower Falls with Husband Auditions because I think this is a super colorful cover. So I'm reading this instead. I actually started it today already. I'm on chapter 6 because I started it this morning. So far it's really good. So we'll see if it keeps up. Okay. So the next category is Sweet Potatoes, which is a book that is fall themed, and for that I am reading Autumn by the Sea from Melissa Tagg. This is a book that I got a while ago when it was on sale. It was either 99 cents or it was free. I think it was free. They had a special where it was free. But so this is another author like Melissa Connealy that I'm a little bit worried about because I've only read one of her books before and I didn't like it. But I am less worried about her than I am about Melissa Connealy as I am about Mary Connealy, because with Melissa Tagg, the book that I read before was one of those books that had a pro athlete that comes back to his hometown, and I just don't like the pro athlete kind of trope. I want to say because it's very Hallmarky to me, but honestly, I watch Hallmark movies, so that doesn't really tell you why I don't like it. But even with Hallmark movies, I don't like the ones that have the pro athletes coming back to their hometown or meeting the everyday girl. I don't know. I just don't like the pro athlete trope. So I think that had a bit to do with why I didn't like the one Melissa Tagg book that I read. And I've heard a lot of good things about Autumn by the Sea, so I'm much more excited to read Autumn by the Sea than I was to read the last one. And honestly, I probably wouldn't even have read the last one, except I was doing a buddy read with one of my friends, and she picked it out, so I was like, okay, and then I read it, and I was like, ugh, It's a pro athlete. Gross. Which sounds awful. It's just not my favorite trope. So yeah, I am excited for Melissa Tagg to kind of grow in my estimation with this book. All right. The last category is Pumpkin Pie, which is the sweetest pie romance, and for that I will be reading Second Impressions by Pepper Basham. This is one that I'm also really, really excited about because I love Pepper Basham, and I'm always excited to read her books. I haven't read this one yet. Well, she actually has several books that I haven't read yet because I only discovered her as an author this year, so I've only read like her newer books, Authentically Izzy and Positively Penelope, and The Mistletoe Countess, and Hope Between the Pages, which I picked up from Pingo Books a while back. So I'm excited to read more of her backlist, starting with Second Impressions. So those 8 books are my November TBR for my 2023 Thanksgiving dinner readathon. I'm excited, and we'll see how that goes. I will let you know how each of these books turn out when I do my November reading wrap-up. All right, thanks for joining me, guys. I'll see you next time.